I'm Anna Zinkon. I own Misty Ridge Farm.
Hi, I'm Debbie Hartley. I've been boarding my horse here for 2.5 years.
Hi, I'm Senio Grathod, and I have been a student up here for the last 3 years.
And I'm Michael Lowenstein. I've been a student here for 1.5 years. I've been boarding for about 6 months.
So we're a boarding farm, and we also teach riding lessons, and we specialize in recreational riding and good horsemanship. Most of our programs now include some form of care of the horse, so that we're getting students turned out to be full care providers for the horse. The Backroads Farm Tour for us is a way for us to market what we do and for people to experience and learn about us. It's amazing how few people know that there are farms this close to the city. But I like to have some of my students tell you what they think about the tour so far.
I love the tour. It's so much fun because I get to share the knowledge that I've gained over the past 2.5 years and tell some funny stories that have happened here, and I get a kick out of it.
Yeah, this is my first time joining the tour up here, so as a student I think it's wonderful to see outside of a lesson everything that goes on up here and how friendly everybody is.
Yeah, just as Anna was saying, I think there's a lot of folks that don't understand that this is so close to the city. I live in downtown Cincinnati, and there's a lot of folks that are coming either from Cincinnati or other nearby cities, and they all say, I had no idea that this was here. I live so close, and a lot of them have always been interested in riding. This is a great opportunity for them to learn about what's here.
I'm Kevin Neltner here with the farm. I manage it. I'm 5th generation of the farm. We're a big vegetable farm. We do a lot of hydroponic greenhouses, and then we do vegetables in the field. And then we also started into the wedding business. We're an event center as well. And then we also do a big fall festival in October. This time of year, we always like to have everybody out here as a farm tour. It lets the people from the city that don't realize what's actually going on in here in Campbell County. It lets them get sort of back scenes of the farm, where they don't get to see every day.
My name is Chris Ensweiler. I'm here with Camp Springs Vineyard Winery. I'm one of the people who operates this establishment here. We're currently open for the wine trail, or the farm tour, and we have wines for sale. We have equipment outside demonstrating the process of going from a grape to wine, and I have antique farm equipment outside demonstrating how gravel was made, old Ford farm tractors, how firewood was cut. I have support equipment for the grapes, spraying, keeping disease and bugs off of them. As far as the farm tour goes, I think it's important to have equipment displayed, processes shown to people who've probably never experienced or seen how produce goes from the field, whether it's apples, oranges, or cattle, beef, anything like that, or even grapes, to see where it starts. Like we can tour one of our vineyards. We have equipment downstairs showing how it goes from a grape to juice to wine.
Hello, my name is Dennis Walter. My wife and I own Stonebrook Winery. Something we started back in 2000. We're now into it 20 years, and we make 32 different varieties of wine, 11 grape, and the rest fruit. So we range anywhere from dries to sweets. Stonebrook Winery has been something that we got into, not because we had a great love for wine, but we've seen it as a means to an end. Our farm's been in our family 150 years now, and we were looking for a way to diversify our farm so that it would remain in the family another 150 years. The farm started out as a blacksmith shop, hog farm, went from that to truck farming, dairy, beef cattle, and now we're raising grapes, which our great-great-grandfather did back in the 1800s. So we've made a full circle, and our goal is to keep our farm in the family, and it's meant a lot that we can do that in Campbell County, where farming for a living is kind of going extinct. Actually, there's a few of us left, but I'm proud to be one of them that is left making my living off of the farm, off of the land. The Campbell County Backroads Farm Tour was something that, while I used to be on the Conservation District Board, we had talked about way back when. What we wanted to do was educate people who are not familiar with the farms in Campbell County, or even people who didn't even think there were any farms left in Campbell County. And there are quite a few, and there are a lot of us still on the land working. And this gives people an opportunity to see what we do, see what we produce, and have a little bit more respect for agriculture in the county. We not only furnish great views of rural land, but we also produce products that help the local community, and a lot of our products reach out across the nation as far as the beef cattle and the wines and whatever else we sell. So great opportunity for the northern part of the county to actually come down and visit the southern part of the county, where a lot of our farms still remain, and get an opportunity to see what we all do down here.
Well, my parents bought the farm back in 1959, and it didn't look like this at the time. It was the barn, a couple of outbuildings. There was an old log cabin here, but it was really more like a shanty than it was a log cabin. But Dad kind of had the vision, and he saw the potential here. So he built the house in 1965-66. He primarily raised or did a cow-calf operation, and when we also raised tobacco at that point in time, and then we got out of the tobacco, still continued to do the cow-calf operation, and then kind of after my dad passed, we sort of switched a little bit, and we actually retain all of our steers and sell them for beef. The heifers I sell off as yearling heifers, just because I don't want to keep them with the bull or keep them separated from the bull. But yeah, and then we started to diversify. So we have the chickens, we have laying hens, we have meat birds, we have beehives. We also make maple syrup, have a little vegetable garden. We are a very small, diversified farm that we do take great efforts to work with Mother Nature to conserve the soil. We don't use any pesticides, herbicides. I do things the long way lots of times because I don't want to just use a spray. I don't want to eat that. I don't want it on my animals. So not that we're 100%, but we try our best. We truly do take care of our animals and care for their well-being. The reason we decided to do the farm tour this year, I've wanted to participate in it for several years. But this year I was able to get agreement amongst the family that we would join the tour. It is actually my dad's birthday, and this place was his pride and joy next to us kids. So he would have been 91 today. And I know that he knows what's going on, because I still hear him yell at me when I'm in the barn. So that's part of why we did the farm tour, and just to share what we kind of have been blessed with and let people know what we do. My work with the conservation district, again, I kind of take that real seriously. Not that I'm 100% on everything, but if I can do my little part to keep Mother Nature in balance, she keeps things in check. 9 times out of 10, it's us that kind of screw it up, and we just don't know it. So, yeah.
So this is 12 Mile Creek Winery. My name is Tamara Stewart. My husband is Kevin Stewart. We opened the winery in 2017. We've been open for 5 years now. We are the home of the jalapeno wine, Bloody Mary. We have some grapes here on the property, and we have all kinds of dry wines. We have sweet wines, and we have some specialty drinks. We're just a small farm winery, and we blend old traditional winemaking with some new traditional twists that we have. Just come on in and sit down and enjoy the atmosphere. You'll feel like you're at home. So I believe the farm tour is a great way to open up these farms for the community to come in and see what it's all about, how we do things, our philosophies on how we're able to conserve water and conserve land and use the land to be able to provide products to the community as well.
Well, we established the farm. I bought it back in 1981. All my children were involved in the Campbell County 4-H horse program, which is how we got involved. And since then, they've all moved on and have families, and I'm just running the horse operation by myself. We currently have about 11 horses. I try to raise 2 or 3 babies this year. We had 3. Last year, we only had 1. I've got a new stallion. I also am running barrels and poles myself now a little bit, and we also have a thoroughbred that we had on the track. It's a daughter of California Chrome, but the track didn't work out. So we have her in foal, so next year we're looking forward to having a thoroughbred baby on the ground. But it's amazing to do this. The number of people that stop by, it's very meaningful. I mean, people truly enjoy it. They like the hands-on, and that's just really what we have to offer, just a little bit of something that maybe they don't get someplace else.
So we are the Yellow Star Farm. We're not actually even classified as a farm. You have to have 10 acres to be a farm, so we only have 6 acres here. But they took an interest in us because of the Longhorn, the small acreage. So the idea is to share with people what you can do with small acreage. You don't necessarily have to have a 200-acre farm to have a nice garden and things like that. So we just wanted to share some of that with you. We bought this piece of property in 2014, 15, something like that, built our home, And we decided, of course, he has raised longhorn cattle for a lot of years. So we decided to carry that on here. So we have a couple of the longhorn steers, and then of course we brought in our goats for entertainment. They're just fun animals. That's all we do with them. Share them with our grandsons and friends, family, anybody that comes by that wants to see them. But we do the longhorn for the beef, just for ourselves. We don't raise them and sell them or anything like that, because like I said, we are a small farming area. We call it our mini farm. We do raise a really, I think, good sized garden. We have a little greenhouse, and that's where it all starts, with our little itty bitty seeds, and then we do our garden so that we can and we can freeze things. We have strawberries that are just fabulous that we do in the spring every year. Because I know I've talked to a lot of ladies today that want a little greenhouse, so it was pretty neat for them to get to see our little greenhouse and know that they actually can put something that size on their piece of property and not have to have like a huge setup. You know, you can do that with a small setup.
We are Seven Wells Winery. We started out in 2009, and we've been on the farm tour every year since then. It's a good chance for people to get out, take a look at what we do. They can tour the winery, they can see the tasting room, they can walk through the vineyard. We offer a bottling demonstration in the winery. We offer wine tastings, and at the end of it all, if they want to just relax and hang out, take in the scenery, they can do that and have a glass of wine. Oh, it's a good chance for people to come out, see what we do, ask questions, and we can explain what goes on here. And it just makes people aware of the businesses in the area. And we're always surprised at how many people live close by and have never really heard of us before. And so it gets our name out there and gives people a chance to learn something about what goes on in the area.
My name's Alan Arman. We're at Castle Norman Farm. We've been doing tours here now for, off and on, I guess 8-9 years, something like that. We're a freezer beef program. We've transitioned from a cow-calf to a freezer beef. We're selling about 27 freezer beefs this year, so it's gotten to be a pretty big part of our program. And the cattle you see in the background are actually some of those freezer beefs that we have sold and all. I was actually on the conservation district when we started this, and the whole idea of it was to get people to come out and see what a working farm looks like and everything. And so we've been doing it. We hope to get some more new blood. I've been doing it too many years, and hopefully we can get some new people to come in, and you can see some of the other farms. But we also raise alfalfa hay that we sell to mostly horse people. So between that, the hay and the freezer beefs, that pretty well keeps us busy year-round feeding, because we keep all of our calves that we have in the spring to sell the following year as freezer beefs. So if you haven't had a chance to ever visit the farm tour, think about it next year and come out and see what's on the farms now.